My sister's period turns deadly when I was babysitting her while our parents were away. She demands I take her to the ER. I deny her, but then she collapses, leading to a diagnosis that changes our family forever. Okay, so I, 19M, am babysitting my little sister, 15F, while our parents are on a trip internationally. It's like a completely different time zone, and the signal sucks. They get home in like 6 days. But we are both pretty self-sufficient and felt like it would be fine, and my parents left us food and money and stuff. We've been Gucci for a whole week so far. Anyway, this morning, she got her period while we were just sitting playing video games, and she got blood all over the couch. So I paused the game while she took care of it and put on a Tampad, and I didn't make a big deal of it. I was trying to be nice because I know it can make girls cranky and it hurts and stuff, so I got snacks and a blanket and whatever, and we kept playing. Well, like maybe 40 minutes later, she freaked out because she bled on the couch again. And I'm like, did you put the thing in wrong or what? So she changed again, and I even helped her clean the blood off the couch this time, and I figured she would use a bigger feminine thing, no big deal. Well, like 30 minutes after, we start playing again, and she pauses and goes to the bathroom, and I hear her scream. So I run over there thinking there's a spider or something, but she came out holding like this chunk. It was like a chunk of blood. But looking at it, I'm like, crap, is that an organ? Like, is that your kidney? But she was like, no, it's a clot. And she was freaking out about it. Which, yeah, it was gross. It was like the size of a hacky sack. So I'm like, okay, well, go flush down your clot. And anyway, she cleans herself up, but then she said she doesn't want to play anymore. And I'm like, okay. So she spent an hour on the couch with her face all scrunched up, doing yoga breathing, and telling me her cramps were the worst ever. So I gave her Tylenol, but she wouldn't take it because she said she feels like she's gonna throw up. So I brought her water and juice and warmed up that gel thing you stick on your stomach, you know? So I was trying to help. Well, then she says, oh no, and she gets up and goes to the bathroom. And as she's walking, she's got like blood going down her leg. She yelled for me from the bathroom, and I go in there, and she's sitting in there, and I hear this plopping sound, and there's more of those chunks, like maybe 2 of them, and she says, I think we need to go to the ER. And I'm like, why? And she tells me this is more blood than she's ever had, and that she doesn't feel good. But periods are supposed to suck, right? And she wouldn't take the Tylenol either, so she didn't really try to manage it at home. So then she started yelling at me, telling me I have to take her to the ER because she can't drive, but I'm pretty sure our parents will kill me if I take her to the ER for her period? Is that a thing? She's sitting in the shower now because she said she thought the warm water would feel good, and she was sick of bleeding on stuff, and it's more comfortable than the toilet. I asked her if she needs a bigger Tampad, and she told me to STFU, so she's not even communicating with me at this point. I've asked her a few times if she's okay in there, and she tells me, I'm bleeding out, Mason, what do you think? So like, she's not unconscious. I don't know. I don't know anything about this, but I also know she hates blood and flips out about any minor cut too. So, is going to the ER because of a period a thing? Can you bleed too much? I thought there was only a certain amount of blood in the vagina every month. I feel like she'd be more comfortable at home anyway if she had just taken the Tylenol. I don't know what to do. My sister is like an average teenage girl height, pretty skinny because she's a ballerina and doesn't eat meat. She takes Accutane for her pimples. I'm not sure if there's other stuff that's important. She's had her period for like a year now, I'm pretty sure, maybe more. She takes Flintstone gummy vitamins sometimes, like the ones in the purple jar, and she's obsessed with Celsius energy drinks. She wears contacts and she had her wisdom teeth removed 2 months ago. I don't know. I want her to be okay and stuff, but I'm not sure the ER is a good choice. Help? Then in the comments section, OP elaborates on the possibility of his sister being pregnant or having a miscarriage and said, I mean, I don't think so. She doesn't have a boyfriend, and when I asked her, she told me to F off, so probably not. Then OP elaborates on if she uses tampons or pads and said, I asked her and she said she was using a tampon first, but after that, she used both to prevent leaks, so both I guess? She said always with wings and Tampax Sport. Then after that, one user commented and said, OP, if she is saturating more than 1 tampon in an hour, she should be seen. Well, she said she was soaking both of them, so I guess we are going. Edit, 30 minutes later. Okay, she's throwing some extra clothes and crap in a bag, and I'm trying to think what my mom would do, so I brought water bottles, sunscreen, and snacks, and something to do. Then user 2 commented and said, well, you don't need sunscreen at the hospital. Extra clothes, maybe a water bottle, snacks are good, insurance card, and call your parents. Didn't they leave another adult's number for you to call in an emergency? Do you have another relative? Oh yeah, crap, I gotta tell my parents. I mean, no, they didn't think, but I think it's because I'm the adult here. All of our relatives live on the other side of the country, but like she has friends and they have moms, but she wasn't into the idea of asking them. Then user 3 said, OP, let this be a lesson to you. If a woman says this is wrong, this doesn't seem normal about her own body, try listening to her and not making her jump through hoops convincing you something is wrong while you ask the internet for advice. Just listen to her. Yeah, I was being a jerk. And also, regarding the sunscreen, I didn't think about the fact that it's inside. It's just that my mom is always yelling about sunscreen. And finally, regarding people telling me to bring her a comfort item, I packed her Squishmallow, and I was kind of afraid to tell her I did that in case she thought it was embarrassing or something. And also, I sent my mom a text. Update, 1 hour later. Nah, man, for real? I wish I would have read up on this because she threw up in the car twice. She told me to stop driving like Stevie Wonder, and I swear I was laughing so hard I almost had to pull over. Then one user commented and said, "It sounds like she's really comfortable with you. I mean, she let you help her clean up and showed you blood clots and you didn't get all, ew, I'm a guy, don't show me. Frankly, you are acting better than my husband would when it comes to helping. He'd never look at my blood or think to bring snacks, so you're doing pretty good. And she might not feel that she needs another female around." I mean, if I acted grossed out, she would tell me to grow up or something. My sister doesn't deal with stupid dudes though. But yeah, we're close and it's just blood, so. Update, 2 hours later. Okay, we got here. She threw up a couple of times in the car, but she said she's good now. We walked in and she was like dripping down her leg again, and they saw that at the desk and maybe how effing freaked out I looked and took her back pretty much right away. Then after that, one user said, "Okay, adding to this, because questions about her sexual history and habits are definitely going to be asked. Big bro, make it clear to her that if she wants you to leave, you will. If she wants you to stay, I would make it clear to her that you're not going to snitch on her about anything she says. If it's something that needs to be brought up to your parents, the doctors can do that. It's not your job to tell your parents her answers. If you can't make her that promise, tell her you can't be in that room." Nah, I'm not saying crap if I find anything out. She caught me smoking weed on the roof 2 years ago, and she still hasn't ratted. Update, 1 hour and 10 minutes later. Okay, so she's getting Zofran and fluids and they're gonna do an ultrasound in the room here. So far, we know she's not pregnant, and her labs, some of them weren't great. Her hemoglobin was 6.8. That's not good. Normal for women is 12 to 16. That's basically the one I remember. She said to tell everyone here though, thank you for the advice and stuff. And she also said to say she feels okay, but just really tired. Then another user commented and said, "The tubes sound like a catheter. They may want a clean urine sample. The excessive bleeding can contaminate a urine sample, and it affects certain test results." Okay, yeah, that makes sense. They said they wanted a urine sample, but I was thinking, why can't she just be in a cup or something? Update, 1 hour and 20 minutes later. Alright, the ultrasound was normal. She's being admitted, and they want to test her for bleeding and clotting disorders now. They're going to give her some blood, and they asked if I know my blood type, which I don't, but I'm not sure why it matters. My sister is B+, though. Then in the comments section, one user said, "OP, I've gotta say, tampad is a good way of saying tampon or pad. It's a useful neologism. Thanks." Wow, look at that. I'm not a dumbass, I'm just inventing new terms. Then user 2 commented and said, "OP, you have properly unmouthed your foot, so don't be afraid to ask questions now. It's much better to ask questions so you don't have to worry or freak out about things you don't know or don't understand, opposed to driving yourself mad with worry about something that might not warrant that worry or leaves you with unanswered questions. Best of luck to you and your sister, and was she happy that you packed her Squishmallow?" Yes, she's sleeping on the Squishmallow like a pillow right now and told me it's the only reason she forgives me. That's a good idea though. When she wakes up, I'll ask her. Then user 2 said, "If she gets admitted, OP, you may want to consider making a trip home to pick up any comfort items that either of you two will need, like a book, laptop, or blanket, but only if your sister feels comfortable with that." So she packed clothes and I packed her Squishmallow and our Switches so we would have stuff to do. But she didn't even want me to get up to go pee, so I don't think she wants me to leave right now. She's asleep now though. Then user 4 said, "Definitely not the worst way to have to spend time in a hospital, and hopefully she turns out okay. Though I'm extremely curious about what the root cause is, and if you both feel comfortable sharing it, I would love to know." Yeah, she said she doesn't care as long as I don't post any pictures of her because she said she looks like 2024 Amanda Bynes and Britney Spears combined. And then finally, user 5 said, "For future reference, you can call your doctor's office or an advice nurse with stuff like this. They will ask you a bunch of questions about what is going on and tell you what to do." Yeah, I was Googling, do you need to go to the ER for a bad period, and that's how I found this subreddit. But if something ever happens again, that's probably a better bet. Update, 7 hours later. Well, we both slept, got a hold of our parents, and my mom is looking for flights back home. My sister is feeling a lot better at this point. They gave her medication to stop the bleeding, and I wasn't expecting this to blow up the way it did, so there's no way I'll be able to answer everyone. But she's doing okay though, and should know more about the CT soon. Then another user in the comment section said, "Mate, I grew up with a crappy big brother, and even now as adults, I know he couldn't do half the job you've done of taking care of your little sister. You have restored my faith in humanity and big brothers. Glad to see the night was eventful and that you got a hold of your parents. And whatever you do, don't forget to reapply your sunscreen often. Oh man, let me tell you, my sister changed my name in her phone to SPF. I'm never living this crap down. Update, 1 hour later. Alright everyone, her vitals are now 101/65 and 80, so she's doing better. Update, 6 hours later. Well, the CT was good too. They're pretty sure she has a blood disorder. They're just waiting on the results of it. I guess when she had her wisdom teeth removed, she bled out more than she was supposed to, but I didn't know that before. So yeah, just waiting on that for now, but they don't think the issue is her uterus or whatever. Then in the comment section again, one user said, OP, I would just like to mention that I think your post has become the #1 post on this subreddit with the most engagement ever. Oh wow, I'm kind of embarrassed about that. I'm glad this is anonymous. Update, 8 hours later. Alright, I'm gonna try here instead of a post and hopefully be more covert, but could someone who knows about it tell me more about type 2 von Willebrand's? Like the blood disorder? Because the internet says everything from like it's mild to it's life-threatening, and I guess I just want to know more about it and like how it affects day-to-day life and stuff. I appreciate the help with my sister before too. It's cool that you guys just do this. And then regarding everything that's going on, it got scary fast. It was crazy. But like no one has ever brought up taking her to the ER for it before, so I don't know. I thought maybe she was scared because our mom wasn't there to make her feel better, and I don't know anything about it. New update. Alright, so I guess I was posting updates in the comments, but here is better. Anyway, so my sister is okay. She had some scans that were all fine, and they don't think she has fibroids or tumors or anything like that. She's feeling a little better, but still staying here at least another day. Her mom and dad are flying home tomorrow now. My mom was pissed I texted her instead of calling at first, and already had someone try to find me on Instagram, so like, if you know me or her, you don't know me. And she doesn't want this thing going around school or whatever, so please don't dox us for at least 3 years. She's cool with me updating though without her name or whatever. Also, our parents don't know about this either. I don't know if I feel like we should wait until it's been a few years to tell them so they don't kill me. She's gonna hold this crap over my head forever. Anyway, they think she has a blood disorder that makes her not clot right. I'm not 100% sure how it works because she had big clots, but they said they're pretty sure that's what's going on because her PPT took longer than normal to clot. They're waiting on von Willebrand testing to come back, but they think she has type 2 probably. Gonna Google that tonight because I don't know what that is and I've never heard of it, so I guess if any of the doctors know what that is or if this sounds like it, let me know. And yeah, wasn't expecting this post to blow up like this. I thought this was just like doctors answering questions like a helpline. But my sister said thank you to everyone for telling me to take her, and she's okay. Update number 2. Alright, so they confirmed it's von Willebrand's. I don't know if I spelt that right. But anyway, it's genetic. I guess, so they want me to get tested too, but like obviously I've never had periods and I've never had surgery, so it wouldn't be as obvious. There's still more testing, I guess, like more specific to the type, but anyway, sister is good and we have an answer. She's gonna talk to a hematologist next week about what that means and stuff. Update number 3. 1 week later. So, I guess I also have von Willebrand's. So does our mom. I've always bruised a lot and got super bad nosebleeds, but like, I was also a dumb kid and teen who thought life was an audition for Jackass, so I didn't think it was weird. Anyway, we're all about to be real familiar with hematology, and my mom is pissed because she's been told some women just bleed more her whole life. I guess my mom and sister weren't just exaggerating when they would say they were bleeding out. So yeah, I guess if you're a girl reading this and you bleed as much as my sister, you should probably see a doctor. Hopefully no one gets gaslit like my mom did, but yeah. Here's a public apology for being ignorant on what y'all actually go through because I thought you could only bleed so much a month. Fully willing to admit how effing stupid that was. New update. Hello everyone, it's me again. 19M, apparently not that smart, questioning my career goals as a teacher. Anyway, my sister was on her period and thought she needed to go to the ER, and she actually did. I've got another question now, but first, thank you to everyone who answered my first post and educated me because she was in rough shape, except for the girl who suggested drinking whole milk. Even I'm not that effing stupid, what the hell? But anyway, so my sister has von Willebrand's disease type 2. My mom and I also have it apparently. My mom just got gaslit for years about how much she bled, and it took my sister almost dying for all of us to get diagnosed. Like, what the hell? But anyway, I play on a recreational rugby league. Gonna have to pay dues soon, and I don't want to be out of the money if I'm gonna get told I shouldn't play anymore because it's a contact sport. But I don't see a hematologist for 5 weeks since I'm not urgent. So I was wondering if any of the doctors know if I'm gonna get told I probably shouldn't play rugby anymore. I also like rock climbing. Is that gonna be out? And should I learn chess or crochet or something? Thanks again. Now here are some more relevant comments. User 1 said, OP, if you aren't confirmed yet, don't play contact sports right now until at least you get testing. I've also provided a paper that has a decent list of other sports activities you can do more safely, and you don't need to live in a bubble or anything. Okay, thank you. And yeah, it's confirmed I have it, but I don't know the types and letter and stuff. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to learn how to play snooker then. Thanks. Then user 2 commented and said, OP, I'm a lurker here because I'm not a doctor, but I am a teacher, and I do remember your post. Teaching is a lovely career, and the profession would benefit from someone as compassionate as you. Thank you. And one thing is for sure, no students will get sunburned on my watch. Then user 3 said, Thank you so much for this update, OP. Not only is it interesting, but it furthers all of our professional knowledge base when we were able to hear how things turned out. Good luck to you and your family, and I'm glad that your mom's medical issues have finally been validated. That's huge. Oh yeah, I mean, she's in her 40s. She'll kill me if I say exactly how old though, but I can't believe she's been suffering for 30 years. She said she's about to write a big I told you so to every doctor who ever told her to get used to it. Then user 4 commented and said, OP, dead serious here, no pun intended, you should take up comedy. The ones that are the funniest are the ones that don't understand how funny they are. I'm glad your sister is okay, and I hope you are good too. Oh yeah, I'm totally good. And thanks, man. I showed this to my sister and she said, tell them you're already insufferable as it is. The last thing you need is an audience. Oh man, my sister is savage. Then user 5 said, So, you'll know more after your consultation. There are different types of Von Wilder brands, so what applies to your sister and your mom will not necessarily apply to you. I'm glad you guys got to the bottom of it though, and I am extremely disheartened to hear that your mother was gaslit for her entire life about her symptoms. There's not really an excuse from the medical community for that, and I'm sorry. Thank you. And it's good to know it might not be the same. Honestly, I'm surprised I made it this far without my brain bleeding because I was the poster child for ADHD. And also, to elaborate more on the sunscreen stuff, my dad has been calling me Banana Boat since they got back. Oh, rest in peace to any game I had. So, I have read this story a while ago before, and it's fun to read it again because this was a very eventful, different story. Also, I'm glad the mom decided to send an FU email to every doctor that lied and gaslighted her. But I suppose the moral of the story here is, if someone's bleeding more than they normally are, then you should probably take them to a doctor. I think that's a fair piece of advice all around, more than usual. But you know what? Everyone lived, the problem was addressed, resolved, and opposed to the usual depressing stories that we get like cheating or death, this was way more lighthearted, I have to say. But anyway, guys, we're at the end of the video. Thanks for watching, commenting, have a really good day, and bye!